Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Jamie, and this will be a reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Now, it's for a really large collective of people, so I'd like you to disregard any genders. King, Queen, Emperor, Empress, none of that really matters. Take it however it resonates. I'll describe a personality. You'll know who we're talking about. Also, if the reading just doesn't resonate with you, discard it. It's not yours. Just leave it be. I offer private personals. The information's in the description of the video. I'll also pin it in the comment section. And I offer membership, so you can hit the join button to check out the perks. So I'm going to do like a simple love spread today. So we have the chain of destiny. I watch my thoughts because they become emotions. I watch my emotions because they become words. I watch my words because they become actions. I watch my actions because they become character. I watch my character because it becomes my destiny. It's time to take action, new moon in Aries. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance and soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. And splitting. Viewing people and things in extremes as all good or all bad, with failure to integrate both positive and negative characteristics of self and others. We have the Ace of Swords. The Four of Wands, the Sun in the reverse, Leo energy, the Emperor, more Aries energy. And then we have the Tower, Aries, Scorpio. I feel like with the Ace of Swords, it's like thinking differently. You know, I think that you do have this tendency to split, to kind of like not have a clear picture of who a person is, but moment by moment, like based off of like, you know, kind of like where you're at viewing a person differently. There's like, I say this is like a different way of thinking because I feel like there's like an epiphany or some type of like realization here. And with the chain of destiny that like, you know, this is clearly like this. is the chain that keeps you all tied up in this. So it's like, I think that there seems to be kind of an issue where when you get a thought in your mind, like let's say that you suspect something, right? You just kind of like go too far with it. And I think that you recognize this about yourself, that like you need to be careful about how you react, and speak to others and like behave in some type of way here. I think there's this like understanding that like trying to control things has always like kind of been part of the problem here too. Like part of the splitting is like trying to like in the moment figure out what somebody's intentions are or like what's going on. And I feel like of course this is usually, especially on the negative side of things, right? It can be so like profound that you just get dredged into it. Like you have a thought and it just pulls you into all of this like negativity, and you just start having trouble trying to figure out who the person that you are romantically involved in actually is. But you know this, it's like some type of survival technique, that you had to have at some point in life. And so you needed to make like those in the moment decisions about, whether someone was safe at that moment or not. But like, I think that it's absolutely destroyed your romantic relationships as an adult. Like, you may kind of like sort of look back at some relationships now that you think more clearly and not really be sure, like, if anybody ever even was like the monster you thought they were, like you could really question things like that now. And I feel like this is like a ton of like growth and maturity and really wanting to break this really messed up cycle here, because I feel like that's how you're viewing it. It's like I think that there wasn't a lot of optimism, like there's a natural like inclination to go towards the negative, but it's to stay safe, and when you look at this Ace of Swords card here, like she's holding that key, and like the spiral here in her brain all the way there, that's where the door is. There's like, parts of yourself have become very conscious to you. And instead of looking at them like, oh, well, I'm doomed, it's like I really need to pay more attention to that thought when it arrives and deal with it then and there. Maybe I need to communicate the thought when it's happening or say something, instead of allowing that thought to drag me into this whole other realm where I start like, devaluing a person, and, like a week later we're back to this other state, and then we go back here again. It's like really very self-aware. But not necessarily in a shit way, it's not like somebody's like, oh, I'm a loser, or, I'm a monster or something like that. It's like this deeper understanding of one's own psyche based off of like the things that they've been through and what they had to do to survive and why it all happened the way that it did. And there's almost like this gratefulness to figuring this out, because I think that someone before that you just like were not sure of, like you could just not get a clear picture of who this person was, like for sure is the right person. I feel like there's somebody who actually has kind of like been sticking it out with you despite all of this, like these idealizing and devaluing stages of the relationship, just the extreme highs and lows. I feel like maybe before you also felt like, you should, I don't know. It was almost like someone else was in control of your happiness, or, it's like you. Yeah, I felt like this person was trying to control you or was in control of you. There could be some weird thoughts around that too, where like someone feels like, like this could be a person who really just kind of like showed up for you, because it does say soulmate. They had good intentions for you, but despite how good they always showed up, you were kind of like waiting for that other shoe to drop, and it was just constantly causing problems. Like you could have seen this person as like a monster that they weren't, like someone that's like, trying to like take care of you or do nice things, but like you grew up in a house where that shit was like all manipulation, and so you couldn't actually like accept it as that. It's like something really interesting here like that, where someone like really recognizes this wound and this pattern that they have, but also being grateful, for somebody who stuck it out with them when they were actually like not really capable of being happy, because they were just so internally maybe confused, because this is of course an energy of absolute confusion. It's not just about not knowing if the other person is a good person or a bad person. It's also not knowing who the hell you are. And it's really hard to have relationships in those stages, but I think that, the wake up can change the relationship. I think somebody's trying to do that here. They realize that they were viewing someone from like opposites, instead of seeing them at the center point, where it's like, just like you, all people have two extremes. Everyone is dual, But I think here it was more like, almost like a fear thing. It wasn't like, somebody was presenting in some type of abusive way. It was just like, that's just where your brain goes to, because that's, to a lot of you, I think, just the way you were raised, there was a lot of abuse there, even if it wasn't, when I say abuse, I'm not always talking about physical abuse. We're talking about like emotional abuse. Not knowing when it's safe to say how you feel. And instead bottling it up, coming up with all these crazy ideas about what could be happening and how bad things could be, and what's this person's real intention. It's like not something that people mean to do, but until you're aware that you are doing it, the other person's a monster. It's like, I think that you felt that this person was trying to like manipulate you or control you. Maybe some of you, this is actually like, this is an epiphany that has to be had. Maybe some of you are not seeing like the person that you are with for who they really are. Like, this could be somebody who's like really stuck it out with you through thick and thin. You know what I mean? And like, even though you know that you get like fucking crazy sometimes, it's almost like unacceptable if they do or something. It's like, I think there was always maybe like a very like one-sided type of like mindset here that's changing. Tell me about the Emperor. The Ten of Swords, the King of Wands in the reverse, the High Priestess, Cancer, Pisces. Yeah. So this person's been hurt a lot in this situation too. I think that maybe this is a part of this person that you can't see, where like their confidence really was down. They just like, they weren't getting, maybe they felt like they weren't getting like the type of I think like attention that they needed. But they also just I think this person has like a problem with speaking up on things too. They kind of walk on eggshells too. So like you know, like I'm maybe clearing up like how someone else didn't really grow up that differently than you know, or they at least have some also deep insecurities. And I think that this person has never questioned if you were the one, but they've all, you know, it's like maybe in the past you didn't see maybe like that this person was being hurt with this too, you know? And maybe you both have similar issues, you know, like maybe you both have something going on where like you kind of split, you know, like sometimes things are good and then other times shit's real bad. Like, so, I mean, it would even make sense for that, right? That's how you get like the relationship to be toxic, period. You just have two toxic people. But here I think it's more about waking up to your own role in it, which can be painful. Like it's the realization that you've also like hurt another person. This doesn't mean they didn't hurt you, you know? Because it looks like they also don't want to speak on issues. They don't want to like, you know, they seem a little more avoidant with it. But some of you realize that you have also hurt this person, and despite the fact that you've done some things, they've always kind of stuck around, and it's kind of like time to stop, you know, like the negative thoughts that like, you know, this is something fucking horrible is going to happen. Like the two of you have literally already been through everything you could go through, and it's still happening. So I don't know, I think, you know, somebody's becoming less insecure with their partner because they've been through trials, you know? So what do they need to know about this week? Okay. The Ace of Wands, the Nine of Swords in the reverse, the Six of Wands. And that's what it comes down to, like... Here's the thing, is like once you change like the way that you think, and again, I'm just going to read this card one more time. I watch my thoughts because they become emotions. And I think that's the first step. That's a fucking problem for Cancers, right? I watch my emotions because they become words. I watch my words because they become actions. And I watch my actions because they become character. I watch my character because it becomes my destiny. And we have the Four of Wands out here. It's like there's this opportunity to like bring all of the spark back to a relationship and let go of some fear and anxiety and just kind of like actually allow it to flourish. and I think seeing it literally in this more like optimistic way, like in the past it was like so much negativity and all the things that a person could do to you. Somebody's all grown up now. Well, two people are all grown up now because it looks like y'all did this together. I think this person is going to do something specific this week. There's something happening here with this Ace of Wands, and I feel like it's bigger than I would usually look at the Ace of Wands as an opportunity. It's like whatever this person is doing or like offering here, it's like, I don't think you're ever going to question their loyalty again. I don't know if it's like them finally opening up about their feelings or like, I don't know. Someone just giving, like I said, like bringing that spark back, making you have like hope in the relationship again. But I feel like for some of you it's bigger than that. It could be, maybe the gift is a last name or something, if you get what I'm saying. You know, it's like something here is going to make you like Just not worry about things anymore and stop. It's going to help you to stop having this like negative thinking pattern, but it's on the other person's end too. So where you see that you're changing and developing and learning how to work together with this person, there'll be some solid proof, not only that it's working, but that they're also trying to do the same thing. So I think people have this this is what regular relationships look like. You just keep working through shit, right? So what's the advice moving forward here? The Two of Pentacles, Strength, Leo energy, and Temperance. Sagittarius energy. Yeah, I think again, it really just comes down to choices and like where you choose to give your energy. You know, it's like, I think you just have to really manage those first thoughts. Like in the Chain of Destiny cards are saying, it's like, you know that once you get a thought in your head, everything happens after there. So you need to clarify it right then and there. It's like, instead of holding back, you have to actually like resolve something, you know, ask the damn questions, say what you need to say. Like, it's kind of like the key to not splitting is not guessing. Not guessing, just really getting the clarification that you need. But for some of you, I'm telling you, like, whatever is being proposed here is already like all the clarification you'll ever really need. So I see like a really solid relationship where two people literally had to grow up together, and I think somebody feels like now it's time to do something bigger or to take things to the next level or something, but it's because all these changes have been made, and it just seems beautiful to me. Bye, Cancer.